Hi guys, West Country Explorer here. Now I've come to the little village of Marnhull and I'm currently at the Crown Inn. I'm going to have a bit of lunch here. But the reason I've come to Marnhull is because there was at some point in the past a tunnel that ran between the Crown Inn and St Gregory's Church just across the road. Now the tunnel isn't accessible anymore, but in the pub there is a priest's hole that was the start of the tunnel. Because back in previous centuries, sort of Roman, when the official religion was Protestantism, Roman Catholics, it was illegal to be a Catholic, and like Roman Catholic priests, they were persecuted and all the rest. So what a lot of places did, like sort of like pubs and like country houses and all the rest, they had what was called priest holes. So when the sort of Protestants came along in search of Catholic priests to sort of get rid of them, the Catholic priests could go and hide in the priest hole. And like I said, the Crown Hill's got a priest hole, so I'm going to show you that in a second. And that was originally the start of the tunnel, now blocked up. So I'm going to show you that. And then when I've had my lunch here, I'm going to go over to the church and show you around the church. So guys, hope you enjoy. Now, as you can see out the window there guys, that's Marnhull Church. So that's where the tunnel ran to. That's what I've pulled out. So, here's the pub. I've ordered the ham, egg and chips, I'm looking forward to having that. And this guys is the priest hole. So there's a bit of information about priest holes and what was happening. So feel free to pause if you want to read, guys. Right, so there you go, guys. So imagine having to hide in here. Oh, there's a little window there, guys. What I'll do is if I bring you around here. There's that little window there. Now about a week or so ago I did email the church and I asked them if they knew where their end of the tunnel possibly would have been. I never received a response from them, so I don't know exactly whereabouts in the church the tunnel would have come out. But what I'm going to do is there's some little interesting features in the church, so I'm going to just show you around those little interesting features and all that. And like I said, unfortunately can't get into the tunnels to explore it, but it's interesting nonetheless, isn't it? Interesting nonetheless. Just had a lovely bit of food at the Crown Inn. Ham, egg and chips, followed by a bit of cheesecake. So, guys, if you're ever in the area, I highly recommend stopping at the Crown Inn for a bit of grab. It's a proper old-fashioned sort of place inside. Lovely food, good service. So yeah, highly recommend it. What I'm going to do now, guys, is go over to the church and show you around inside and a bit outside as well. Here we are inside St Gregory's Church. There's the remains of some old wall paintings in this church. There's a lot of churches in the past had wall paintings depicting different scenes and all the rest from the Bible. Of course, this originates from when a lot of the population would have been illiterate, so couldn't read or anything. So in order for them to sort of learn about stories from the Bible, the churches would have the pictures on the wall, sort of help them learn that way. there would have been a rood screen here at some point. There's a little doorway there that would go to the top of the rood screen. And over here, behind this tomb, there's the old steps that have gone up to it. A little squint hole there, so any parishioner standing here could see up to the altar. As I said earlier, I did email the church asking if they sort of knew where the church end of the tunnel would have been located, like the entrance. Didn't get a response, and in a way I wish they had responded. I'd like to know whereabouts in the church the tunnel entrance would be. I mean, wherever the entrance would have been, it's blocked up nowadays, I'm sure. So I've had a little look around and I can't see any indication whatsoever of where the entrance might have been. Like I said, at the crowning they've got the pre-sold, that's sort of by where their end of the tunnel entrance would have been, so we know that bit. It'd be so nice if I could be able to explore it. But anyway, this is a little bit of the inside of the church. What I'm going to do, there's some interesting little headstones out in the graveyard, so I'm going to show you some of them. I'll just take you out there now. What is, I'll bring you just round here, guys. Now this headstone caught my attention, so I quite like this. Right, so there's the crowning over there. The thatched roof part of the crowning, that's the oldest part. That's, crumpets. It was either 16th century or 17th century, that part of the crowning. Obviously that part, it's that part, the thatched roof part, that's got the priest hole in it. So obviously the tunnel would have come from the church here. Kind of run from this area sort of over to the crowning. Marnhull does appear in a Thomas Hardy book, and this is where my memory fails me. I can't offhand remember which one of his books it is. I think it's Tess of the D'Urbervilles, if I remember rightly. And the crowning does appear in the book. under a different name. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have to double check all these details and put the info in the description. Yeah, so the Crown Inn does appear in the book under a fictitious name, and I think, if I remember rightly, in the book Tess comes to a service here at the church. And did she have a little baby that died and got buried in the churchyard here in the story? Like I said, I'm going to double check these bits of info and put them in the description. Yeah. There you go. So there you go, guys. I can't show you a tunnel itself, but at least I've been able to show you where one of the tunnel entrances would have been, showing you a priest hole. So yeah, if you're into sort of priest holes and the whole history of like the persecution of like Catholic priests and all the rest, you can get to the Crown Inn and see a priest hole. If you're a bit of a literary fan into Thomas Hardy books, there's a good reason to come here because of the Thomas Hardy connections. And yeah, if you're into good country pubs and all the rest, and good food, get yourself to the Crown Inn. I recommend it, highly recommend it. And like I said, the church, as I've shown you a few bits and pieces inside, the church is worth a look round. If you're into church wall paintings and all that, then there's some interesting little bits and pieces at St Gregory's to have a look at. So yeah, it's worth a little visit to Marnhull. You won't go too far wrong coming here for a little look-see. So yeah, guys, I hope you've enjoyed watching the video. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. And in the meantime, the usual, guys, stay safe, take care, and God bless.